Cardano. Old Chico hasn't brought this crypto up on the channel in a long time. And with their big hard fork Vasil right around the corner, now is the perfect time to do another. Have I changed my mind about Cardano, or do I think it's a giant piece of dog turd? We'll find out in about 10 minutes, because it's time for Chico Crypto. Well, to begin this episode, we need to look back at the history of Cardano and its founder, Charles Hoskinson, going all the way back to their pre-sale in 2015. But before we get into that pre-sale, for those who don't know, here is a short history of Charles. Charles was actually a part of the main Ethereum team, but was booted due to his desire to turn it into a for-profit entity, and for everyone's dislike of him. In the book about the founding of Ethereum, titled Out of the Ether, we can see this was said by some of the Ethereum founders about Charles. Anthony D'Onofrio said he had a bad feeling about Charles the moment he met him at the Miami house. I immediately knew Charles was a sociopath, that something was wrong with him. Joe Lubin said, Charles had said too many things not related to the truth. That led to others losing trust in him. He was really about 15 years old when he was sitting at the table with us, emotionally. But then he was booted from BitShares just after this, of which founder Daniel Larimer talked about on Bitcoin Talk, saying, beware of this shark. He will be your friend one day and plan your destruction in secret the next. He treats people as objects to be manipulated and used for his ends. While we were working together, I always wondered why so many people disliked him and were against him. Now I know. After BitShares, Charles went on to found IOHK and began the Cardano ICO around 2015. Now here's the first Cardano website ever created, the original landing page for the Cardano ICO, ADAcoins.com. It was marketed to the Japanese, in Japanese. As Charles was smart, he knew he couldn't run an ICO in the US, so he targeted the deep Japanese pockets. As we can see from the website, this was where you joined the Cardano pre-sale. And from the About page on the website, we can see how Cardano was marketed to the Japanese. They said, Cardano is the most advanced project in the fintech industry, changing the lifestyle of the world. Innovating the cryptocurrency industry with a next-generation game platform based on ADA. In Cardano, you can bet on ADA and enjoy a competitive game between users. Attention is being paid to the world's first attempt to provide a game environment in which users and, of course, even operating organizations cannot cheat at all. This was the perfect light to shine Cardano in, as the Japanese love gaming and gambling. Have you ever heard of pachinko? This was the perfect way to get buckets of money into their ICO, which they did through very suggestive marketing material that never came to fruition. But before we get into that material, it's time for a short sponsored segment of this video, brought to you by the team at AirDAO. And like always, the full details of our agreement can be found in the description. AirDAO is the world's gateway to decentralized finance, powered by the Ambrosius Network, an ultra-secure and lightning-fast Layer 1 blockchain with minimal transactional costs through its AMB token. AirDAO is a decentralized autonomous organization designed to be governed by the community, and those helping shape its future get rewarded for doing so. AirDAO is building products for Web 3 like Apple did for Web 2, simplifying the user experience with intuitive applications, alongside a marketplace where third-party developers can launch their own products within the ecosystem. The DeFi revolution is meant for everyone to participate in, but this hasn't been the case. DeFi in its current state is too complicated for most people to enter, leaving all the benefits to advanced crypto natives. And with their recent launch, AirDAO is simplifying the crypto and DeFi experience by providing an ecosystem of innovative, user-friendly dApps, accessible through the ultimate crypto dashboard where users can swap, stake, and bridge crypto with ease. A web app where everything you need in one place? Yeah, AirDAO is truly positioned to bring DeFi, stablecoins, and DAOs to those it was always intended for, the people. To learn more about AirDAO and join them on their meteoric mission, check out their innovative dashboard at airdao.io and join their fast-growing Telegram group and Twitter page. Links are down in the description. Now back to Cardano's very suggestive marketing material. So Attain Corporation of Japan joined as fundraising lead for Cardano and put together a marketing packet in Japan. Here is an English translated version of the marketing packet. As we can see, once again, Cardano is called a gaming platform. And on page 10 and 11, they describe why Cardano will be a gaming platform. The next page, they talk about casinos and gambling, showing the potential market size for Cardano gaming and gambling. But on page 8, we see a very important piece. Attain Corporation was officially hired by Cardano. In the section Company Information, it says, Attain Corporation, ADA exclusive sales agent of Cardano Foundation. Users need to conduct the ADA exchange through Attain Corporation before the Cardano release. Now, Attain partnered with a slick and sly cryptocurrency salesman, Tadashi Izumi, to host a series of closed-door business seminars to interest the Japanese in funding Cardano. They marketed Tadashi and Charles together, calling Charles a genius mathematician. Well, Tadashi Izumi turned out to be a big old scammer right after the Cardano ICO. He joined Noah Coin, helping them raise money. Here is promotional material for Noah Coin. They promised 20% interest dividend returns, soaring values after market release, and even that they were creating a city based on Noah Coin called Noah City. Lower down in the material, we can see they cover Tadashi and say, Noah Coin's marketing in Japan is focused mainly by Mr. Tadashi Izumi, and the attention of Noah Coins in Japan is steadily increasing. Here we can see Noah Coin got an official warning to investors and the public from the Philippines Embassy in Tokyo, Japan. The warning to the public states, this refers to the information circulating online about the Noah Coin, which purports to be a virtual currency being offered for pre-selling to the Japanese market. In addition, Noah Global is not in the address they indicated in their SEC registration. Ocular inspection and surveillance operations conducted in the declared business address of Noah Global on Net Lima Building reveals that the same is not a tenant of Net Lima Building. In light of these findings, the public is requested to be vigilant in engaging in digital finance transactions and is urged to check websites of relevant government agencies in the Philippines, such as the BSP and the SEC. Yeah, Noah turned out to be a big old scam. After raising millions from the Japanese, we can see its value today. The market cap is a whopping $27,000. Since this revelation that Cardano's main promoter was a big old scammer, Charles tried to distance himself from Tadashi. He was interviewed by finance magnates in 2018 and asked about Tadashi. Let's listen to Charles' answer now.
Another thing that Cardano has received a little bit of criticism for is its association with Tadashi Izumi, who has been closely linked with the Noah coin, which has also been criticized.
He's one of those 1,400 distributors,
okay.
And I don't have any business relationship with Izumi. He owns nothing in Emergo, nothing in the CF, nothing in IOHK. We don't endorse Noah Coin. We don't endorse any of his projects. He was an independent agent working with 1,400 other people. I disavow him. I want nothing to do with him. I don't know the man.
Oh, you don't know Tadashi, Charles, do ya? Then why is there a picture of you next to him at one of the early seminars in Japan during the pre-sale days? You're right next to him doing the same hand signal. Is that just a quinker-dinker? I don't think so. Now let's go back to the Attain marketing packet to the Japanese. As we can see on page 15, they promised a release of Cardano to happen in the fourth quarter of 2016. Well, Cardano didn't release it then, and communication was cut off with the Japanese investors. And the Japanese started to suspect Cardano as a fraud. from this Japanese blog post posted in December of 2016. We can see it's titled, Investment in Virtual Currency, Cryptocurrency, Suspected of Fraud Verification 1. And of course, down below, Cardano ADA coin is listed, as well as Attain. And the Japanese poster says, first of all, I do not understand the identity of this Cardano ADA coin. According to the description on the internet, Cardano seems to be the name of a game platform, and there are no games using this platform at the moment, and it seems that ADA coin cannot be used. It is available in the game scheduled to be released from October to December 2016. For example, in a role-playing game, do you have an image of being able to buy items like Brave Sword or Restoration Medicine? However, I can't find any specific information, such as which game company supports this platform and what titles and contents of games are planned to be released. The Japanese expected a decentralized gaming platform to be released by the end of 2016. That is what they were being told, which still to this day hasn't happened. Luckily, the 2017 boom came and those investors made their money back, or else Charles might have a target on his head from the Yakuza. Now, because of this research I've done, the founder of Cardano, old Charlie Hoski boy, and myself have had some serious bad blood. Now we got bad blood. The Cardano community even has a nickname for me, of which Charles came up with. Molten Tar Monster number 3.
By the way, we have a rule here. You cannot call him Chico. You have to call him Molten Tar Monster number 3.
And I was even supposed to fight Charles Hoskinson in an MMA match back in August of 2020 because of our dislike for each other.
You guys may have noticed that there's been a proposed fight between me and Chico Crypto for August of 2020.
Although the fight didn't go down because I wasn't comfortable having no say in where the fight was taking place or who was going to be putting the fight on. Crypto Crow, aka Jason Appleton, was going to be the promoter of which Charles chose. And after reading this article about his previous MMA management days, I decided it was not a good idea. From this article, updated, MMA Big Show owner speaks about Junie Browning. We can see it says, yesterday news came out that former UFC fighter Junie Browning now has an arrest warrant in Las Vegas for failure to appear in court. The court date was for battery charges acquired while hospitalized following a suicide attempt. Shortly after the hospital incident, Browning was dropped by the UFC. Less than a week later, a promotion by the name of MMA Big Show swooped in and signed Browning to the main event for their November 28 card. Following the news of Browning's failure to appear in court, I reached out to MMA Big Show's owner, Jason Appleton. The reason I felt this was worth looking into is because legitimate news outlets were reporting on the story and pointing out that despite the situation, Browning is booked to fight. I personally felt that it would be interesting to talk to the promoter who scooped him up less than a week after he attempted suicide and put him in the main event to see what the promoter feels is his obligation towards A, the well-being of the fighters, and B, the public image of the sport. It's also worth noting that this event takes place 3 days before the state of Indiana officially begins regulating MMA, so there will be no state oversight to look into how fit Browning is to compete. Scheduling a fighter to fight just after they tried to commit suicide. Yeah, I wasn't going to do an MMA fight put on by this promoter who doesn't care about fighters and their mental and physical state. We should have mutually agreed on a location and promoter, but Charles wouldn't agree to that. He was dead set on shady Jason Appleton and wouldn't agree to any other promoter. So Charles, let's get this MMA match set with someone we can both agree on. A location, a promoter, and let's do it for charity. I'm ready to break you. Rear naked choke, Kimura, armbar, crooked armbar. Yeah, I'm Molten Tar Monster number 3, and Cardano is still a big old dog turd in my opinion. Cheers, Charlie. I'll see you soon.